Our business is very simple, but there's a lot of nuances involved in it. So marketing is number one. Being able to market effectively is literally the foundation of your entire business. Being able to generate leads at a predictable cost per lead and being able to convert those leads at a predictable cost per contract, cost per closed, and average deal size. Those are the biggest things.
Obviously, like most people are not going to be at a 1 or 15. We're going to be at 170 or 160, but they still need this balance between high quality lead and volume. Because at the end of the day, it comes with a repetition. You want closers to be on the phone all day long. You want them to have as many conversations as possible with sellers because that's how they're going to really sharpen their skills. So I think it's a balance between everything. And then another thing is like, I don't know if you heard this term before of the Google slap, but every few years they switch the algorithm and all of a sudden your ads that were performing at the top crash and then it takes like a few weeks to put them back on. So you want to make sure that you always diversify your lead source.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, we were doing direct mail as well, but we turned that off just because we have the capability of the call center and it is expensive. But direct mail I do like.
And for to grow a wholesale business past 10 deals a month, I think inbound marketing is the only way to really do that.
Dude, I made my career on inbound marketing. So I've been doing pay-per-click advertising since I started, basically right after I told you I sent out that direct mail. I have been in PPC ever since. So I spend millions of dollars on PPC and we do nationwide. So I was one of the first people to ever do nationwide pay-per-click advertising. Everybody told me I was crazy. We figured it out.
Did you do that because you were lowering your cost per deal because you were blanketing in a larger area?
Correct.
So nationwide is really what helped you break from this setting and reach 7-figure, right?
Correct. It immediately gave me some alleviation on my cost per lead, my cost per closed deal. And then there was a lot of hurdles and challenges to figuring out nationwide. I was the pioneer of figuring this out. There was no Sean Terry of nationwide. I taught Sean Terry how to do nationwide. He came to me years later. I showed him, but I was the guy that kind of had to, pioneer a lot of the systems and processes and SOPs. So
figuring out the boots on the ground, how to dispo, this kind of thing. Okay, I do a nationwide campaign. I'm going to get probably some leads that are in very small rural area where there's not that many cash buyers. How do you overcome these things? Do you just disregard completely those leads, or do you have any strategies innovation or anything like that to monetize?
Yeah. So if it's in a smaller city where there's not a lot of investors, we'll look at it. So first thing I'll do, say I get a deal or a lead in a place. It's a population of 5,000 people. I'll look at the sales activity there. If a lot of the properties are going pending, I know that there's action there. So if there's 100 properties for sale and 75 of them are pending, I know, wow, there's a lot of activity going on in this market. So that allows me to know that there is demand. I can do one of two things. I know I'm not going to be able to put this under contract and probably get it to a cash buyer.
Right now, all we're focusing on is cold calling and PPC. Okay. And so we spend probably about $40K a month on PPC. That's one of our best lead sources. But cold calling, since we own a call center, we have the ability to have a lot of callers call just for us. And so we get a lot of leads from cold calling, and our ratios with using Lamasu Media is, we give a higher quality lead for a cold call than most other cold call companies. And so our closing ratio for our cold call is 1 in 16, 1 in 18. So it's very high compared to a lot of other
good. Yeah, because I think the industry average is 1 on 72 or something like that for cold calling. It's pretty high.
Yeah, because a lot of times they're just sending you back your own data. They're verifying, hey, this is a person. They send it back to you.
So we have very high standards for our acquisitions. Like you said, the lost opportunity cost of an acquisition is missing a deal can add up to hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars over a year. So we don't play games. When we bring in acquisitions on, If you don't close a deal within the first 14 days, you're fired. If you misquoted 2 months in a row, you're fired. We tell them, straight up, like, hey, this is like getting drafted to, the NFL. Either you're drafted, but you have not made the team yet. You've got to earn your stripes here. So, our guys all make 6 figures plus. So it's a, really good culture, really good.
And so if you have a great mindset of like, if I take this massive action, I will get results, because you see it everywhere. You see people having success. You see it on Instagram the most, but there's people everywhere who are winning, and they're winning because they have a great mindset. And one is because they're around other people, having these types of conversations, seeing people who have done it and who have success. So you got to get yourself in the right rooms, have the right mindset, and then take massive action. And so when you do those 3 things, it allows you to be very successful. And that's it.
I love that. And taking massive action, by the way, is one of my company core values. So I totally connect with that. And it's true. Like I realize many times that people are just not doing enough, like not cold calling enough, not talking to enough people. So I think that's a key thing. Like